Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, September 17th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day, and we are in the final day of the trading week, and what a week it has been. As you know, my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions is at the end of the day, in the last hour, and in particular, the last few minutes, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithm. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street because they're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology. And basically, I just feel like they know what the best price is at the end of the day. And therefore, that is why I am primarily an end-of-day trader. And I believe that by being an end-of-day trader, it provides a long-term edge in your trading. And that's what we're always looking for, is that edge. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you're having a good day in general. I hope you're having a good trading day. I hope you had a good week. But most of all, I just appreciate you being here, spending the time. And I hope by doing so that it is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, crazy day. Dow is down 169 points, down about 0.5%. The NASDAQ really getting roiled here, down 152 points, down 1%, and the S&P is down 37 points, down 0.84%. So I hope you're staying safe out there, adhering to your stops, position sizing, all the stuff that we need to do to be profitable traders. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. This is Friday, so it's the end of the week. I will share with you my weekly trades, which have been doing quite well. Also had some day trades that I will share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board, and my students have their positions there. We're going to take a look at when they bought them, why they bought them, and how their positions are doing as well. After that, I'll spend a few minutes, talk about trader psychology. Most important skill you can ever learn in trading is the ability to manage your emotions. So I do like to touch base on that, spend a few minutes. Hopefully one day I'll say something just the right way, and it will resonate with you, and you'll really understand how important trader psychology is and discipline is in trading. After that, I do have some potential end-of-day candidates today. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement, I need to have a confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1, based upon strong, solid support below me, whether that's RSI level or a moving average, an ATR channel, and strong and likely resistance above me. Same thing, RSI levels, Keltner channels, moving averages, but the math has to be at least 2-to-1. If I'm risking $1,000 to the downside, I need to be able to make at least 2,000 or more to the upside to make it all worth it. And then number 3, you need to have a complete trading plan regardless of what market you're trading, regardless of what approach you're using. And for me, it includes the following. First, I need to position size based upon the current marketility of the market that I am trading. Number 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is. Number 3, I need to know what my emergency stop is. Number 4, I need to know what my end of day stop is. Number 5, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. Number 6, I need to know where significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, I need to make sure that I have a good trailing stop plan, rules, methodology in place so that if I have a profitable trade, I don't give it all back, because that's the worst. And let me tell you something, professional traders do have losses, but they rarely have big wins that turn into losses. That's what we don't want to have. All right, so using those 3 criteria, I will go through the end-of-day candidates. We'll look at the time frames. We'll look at the risk to reward ratios. We'll keep in mind some correlation. We don't want to be too heavily correlated ever, right? It's just like adding more shares to an existing position. If you're just buying one tech stock and then adding more positions on the current day or the next day, you're in tech. Tech generally moves together up and down. Not all the time. I understand that, right? But anyway, so as we get closer to the close of the market, I'll go through the potential end-of-day trades, try to narrow it down. It's also a Friday, so I do have some potential weekly trades as well. All right. Then if the market, after the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please go ahead. Just let me know. Happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything, happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at and you would like to get my opinion on before the close of the market, go ahead, put them in the live stream, and I will do my very best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if they could please just wait until the market closes before telling me about them. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all taken care of. All right. So I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. Do I have my microphone on? I do. All right. Hey, Tracy's here. Good to see you, Trace. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Tom is here. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Leva, is here. Good to see you, my friend. Paxton is here. Hey, Packy. Good chatting with you earlier. Thanks for the nice note. Miko is here. Good afternoon, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Michael. Hope you're doing well and nice chatting with you earlier. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Always nice to see you, Anya. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're feeling well today. Steve Burns is here. Steven, thank you for coming by today. Always an honor. Always a privilege to have you here. I mean that. I know everyone else does. Hope you, Holly, and the dogs are all doing well. Thank you so much for including me on your Friday list today. I always appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Steve says, hello, traders. I am one for looking forward to a 2-day break from this market chop. I am with you, brother. I am with you. This has been a really volatile, taxing week this week. It really has. I am totally with you. Johnson is here. Good evening, everyone. Always nice to see you, Johnson. Hope you're doing well. Dan says hello to the pretties. And the peace sign. Good to see you, Dan. Appreciate you being here. Kamal is here. Hello, traders. Kamal, always nice to have you here. Really appreciate everything that you do for this channel. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Frank is here. Same for Frank. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel, Frank. I really mean that. And Frank says, hello, Greg and group. All right. Well, should we get to it? We have a lot to go over today, so I guess we better start doing it. All right. Tom, David, and myself, we did buy Expedia with a confluence of signals here, a close under 250, over 250, V2, false breakout to the downside, bought at 147.37, moved sideways for a few days. You know, I always take profits as things move up a certain amount. That happened today. I hit 2 profit targets, one at 151.88, one at 153.59 today. This trade is up today on a down day, which I'm grateful for. And it's up 1.30% on the day and 2.9% on the trade. So not too shabby. Goldman Sachs has been a really good short. David, Tom, and I, perfect example of a double top with a bearish divergence followed by a lower high V1 or V2. Could not be more perfect. I will definitely take a screenshot of this and use this in my lessons. First off, we have a strong move up on strong MACD. We have a pullback into the value zone, red MACD. We go higher, even though we're higher than the previous high. You can see the MACD bars are not very tall. They're very short, showing that there's a lack of momentum. I do not like to short higher highs, but what I'm looking for was a short of a lower high. That's exactly what happened. We came back down. We had a little bit of a rally. Then we triggered a V2 at 411.39, and it has just moved straight down, as you can see. I did cover half here, 403.66 when it bounced off the 50 SMA, but it has continued to go down. Hit two profit targets today, one at 393.39, one at 390.10. This particular trade is up, because it's a short, 4.97% in the last like week and a half. So really good trade there, down up 4.97% on the trade because it's a short. Okay. By the way, if it were to close back above the 50 SMA, I would probably get out of the whole trade today. So we'll see. ICE, not so hot tamale on ICE. Tom, Love, and myself. Really nice setup. Perfect setup, actually. Return to value, sideways motion, nice washout bar, trigger of the V2 at 119.06. My stop is about 118.16. The last 2 days did test it, but closed back above. But clearly it looks like it is closing below today. So I will have to go ahead, take my loss on this trade, this particular trade, down on the day and down 1.16% on the trade. Plant. Well, who do we have here? We have Michael Martin, Tom, Bacon Bandit, and Dynamic Duo. We did buy this. It was holding up relatively strong today. I did buy it with the double test of the 200-day moving average yesterday at 78.48. It's 78.22. It's down 0.7% on the day, and it is down about 0.33% on the trade. So not too bad. My end of day stop is a close below the 200-day moving average. SPY, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. Did buy it yesterday at 447.17 at the close. Sold it first thing this morning at 444.90. So it was a loss from 447.17 down to 440.90. But obviously, looking at it glass half full, I am glad that I got out because we are much lower than that now. And I will buy this again today at the close with the market on close order, and I will hold it over the weekend, sell it first thing Monday morning at the open. Visa. All right, this is kind of a hot mess. Jonathan, Miko, Michael Martin, Ava, and myself did buy Visa back here. Well, Ava bought it at a different price, but I'll get to that. But confluence of signals, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, bounce at the 200. I bought it at 224.80. I always scale out on the way up, which I'm glad I did. It got to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level, locked in half the profit here when we had a close below the previous day's low. Went down, held the 200, held the 200. Today it looks like it is not holding the 200, and I will be exiting this trade here. Let me show you some day trades because I did have a day trade on Visa as well. Here we go. We had a nice rally. We got up here to the confluence of the 50 SMA and the 50 EMA right at the same point. As we approached it, I shorted at 221.09. Next bar did go down. I took half profits at 220.84. Next bar, I didn't do anything. Next bar here, as it got to the support of the -1 ATR channel, I covered another half of a half at 220.68. Then I covered another half of a half when we had a close above the previous day's high. I don't say that very often, previous day's high, at 220.87, and then I got out of the rest of the trade when it got back to break even. So I shorted at 221.09, covered at 220.87, covered at 220.84, and covered at 220.68. So that was a good little day trade there. Let's take a look. I have to get all rid of my red stuff. But as far as the swing trade goes today, I'm out today with a close, but just an example of why I like to play offense and defense. Selling into strength, selling when we have weakness, because I got out of a large percentage of this before this happened. So just a good example there. And then Apple, did have some trades on Apple, of course, like I normally do. Let's start with the first one. Here we go. We have a higher low V2. We closed below the value zone. We rallied into the value zone. We had a V2, day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 closes above. I bought at 146.65 as it approached the 1 ATR channel. I just sold into that resistance at 146.82. Then we had a rejection of the 50 RSI. I sold at 146.76. Then we had a nice big up bar, sold more at 146.88. And then this bar, we got back to break even on the 16th that I had left, and I got out at even. So really nice trade in at 146.65, out at 146.76, out at 146.82, and out at 146.88. And then I did have another trade in Apple earlier in the day. It was right here. I bought, oh, here we go. I bought here when we had a false breakout to the downside, V1, bought at 146.69. At the end of the bar, it was profitable. I took half off at 146.85. My stop was halfway the washout bar. This bar here barely closed under, like a point under, so a penny under. So I got in at 146.69, out at 146.85, and then lost a penny here. So all in all, really good trades there. Let me take you over to weekly trades, which are some really good ones. My gosh, here we go. I do like to trade multiple time frames, and this was a monster. This is Dash. I bought this all the way back May 21st. We had a false breakout to the downside and a V1. We came back, tested the negative 1 ATR channel and halfway of the washout bar. I bought at 137.48. The next week we rejected the 50. I did sell half at 151.17. Then we just continued upwards. We got to trailing stop level, closed below the previous day's low. I sold another half of a half at 167.59, and we have just been rocketing up ever since. Almost did hit one profit target this week at 219, but this particular trade, everyone, amazing as it sounds, is up 38.95%. Now, I didn't make 38.95 because I've been scaling out and whatever, right, with trailing stops and so forth. But what I have left from entry to current price, up 38.95%. All right, Tesla. I did buy Tesla along with Gary and Jonathan. We bought the 520 crossover here in the value zone. Bought it at here we go, 685.47, currently at 756.62. Did hit one profit target this week, and this particular trade, particular weekly trade, up 9.8%. PayPal. All right, Tom, Miko, Ava, Jonathan, and I did buy the return to value sideways motion V2, bought here at 278.30, moved up, did take some profits right and back now, slightly underwater on the trade, about 4 cents, so negligible, did hit profit target, so technically this still is up on the trade. My stop is halfway the washout bar here, right about 272.70. And then lastly, VIX. So dynamic duo, Gary, Tom, and I did buy VIX last week on Friday with an under 30, over 30. Bought it at 26.94. It's currently 26.65. It is down 1.52% on the week. So not too bad, getting close to break even, but that DoorDash trade was a monster. And what's the other one? Tesla, pretty good as well. Okay, Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a wonderful day and good chatting with you earlier. Jonathan is running late and says, good evening all. Good to see you, Jonathan. Hope you're having a really good night in Ireland. All right, well, let's go over, take a look at everyone else's trades. Here is Bruce. Bruce with a return to value, sideways motion, really good setup at 290.70. It's currently 289.84. It is down 0.57% on the day and about the same on the trade, but it is holding halfway of the washout there. Let's see, Baba Kamal, really nice trade yesterday for Kamal, double bottom bullish divergence. He bought at 157 even. It's 159.45. It is up 2.05% on the first day and also about the same on the trade. AN, what a move by the dynamic duo. My goodness, holy hamburgers. Under 30, over 30, V1, rejection of close back above the 100-day moving average, bought at 105.10. It's 120.33. It's up 3.06% just today. And this trade up 13.15%. So let's give a hand to the dynamic duo. Yeti. Steve, dynamic duo, Jonathan did buy Yeti a couple days ago with the 520 crossover at 101.30. It's currently 99.74. This one is down on the day, and this one is also down on the trade. BYD, Steve did buy BYD yesterday. It looks like it was up nicely earlier, but did reverse. Bought at 61.37 with the 520 crossover. It's 31.20, so down a little bit today on the day and a little bit on the trade. Dynamic duo had a nice purchase here of Twitter with the confluence of signals, rejection of the negative third ATR channel and an under over 30. Bought at 59.68. It's 62.21. It's down a little bit today, holding the 200 day, down just a smidge, but this particular trade from the dynamic duo up 4.1%. Way to go. Trip, dynamic duo did buy Trip back here with a false breakout to the downside and a V1, bought at 34.72. It's down 0.67% on the day, but this particular trade is up 2.25%. Rich, one of my students, wonderful short. Man, he just nailed it, didn't he, on bonds? He shorted it at 150.95. It's 142.22, down 0.45% on the day and down 1.13% on the trade, which really means he's up because he is short. Uber, I believe this is Kamal. Kamal had a wonderful purchase on Uber down here, pretty much nailed the low at 38.50. It's 39.70. It is up today, 0.46%, and up on the trade, 3% even. CarMax, all right, we have David. David bought CarMax with the 520 crossover at 131.25. It is 140.71. It's at 0.69% today, and on the trade up 6.75%. Holy hamburgers. All right, PLTR, I believe this is the dynamic duo, another monster trade by the dynamic duo, or the dynamic uno as Leva calls it. Bought this back on the 14th at 26.27. It's 29.25. It's up 2.17% today, and it is up 10.32% on the trade. My goodness. QRVO, Leva bought QRVO yesterday with a close over the 200-day moving average at 180.30. It's unfortunately down 2.75% today, so down on the day and down on the trade. Ulta, all right, we have Gary and Tom. Looks like we bought Ulta at 383.15 with a return to value, sideways motion V2. It is 378.79. It's down 0.92% today, and then also slightly down on the trade. CCL, Leva and Tom, nice return to value, sideways motion. Bought this at 23.31. It is 23.49. It's up 1.69% on the day and up about 0.72% on the trade. Ford, good for you, David. David bought Ford yesterday with a 520 crossover at 13.42. It's 13.53. It's up 0.89% on the day and just about exactly the same on the trade. Boeing, Kamal did buy Boeing 2 days ago at 213 even. It's 213.57. So he's down about 44 cents on 44 cents on the trade. CTSH, Ava, Lava, Bacon Bandit did buy CTSH with a false breakout to the, V1 bounced off the 200-day moving average, bought it at 76.48. It's 76.39. So it did bounce off the 200-day. I think that's probably your end of day stop. I know Ava bought some going into the 200-day moving average. So hopefully that day trade is positive for Ava. And then lastly, Roku. Kamal did buy Roku yesterday at 320 even. It's 322.42. It is down a little on the day, but up on the trade. All right. Okay. So Frank has a poem for us, and I'm going to make you wait for that. I have to handle something real quick. Give me about 20 seconds, and I'll be back, and we will get right into the poems. Hold on. Alrighty, here we go. It is poem time. You know it's going to be good because it comes from Frank. And let's see what Frank has to say. Never feel you know the market like no other. It plays many roles, but never a mother. Though it does love your money, the market is only too happy to give it to another. That is true. No loyalty. No loyalty from the market like you would get from your mother. Yep, that is so true. But let's read it again. Never feel you know the market like no other. It plays many roles, but never a mother. Though it does love your money, the market is only too happy to give it to another. Bam. That is sweet, Frank. David is here. Good to see you, bud. Dave says, hi, Greg and group. Steve says, CRM has a 520 crossover today. All right, let's take a look. Yes, it does. Very good. Let me do a little math on CRM. All right, and then let's add that to the list. Very good. Got that added, and we'll take a look at that as we get closer to the close. Steve, thanks so much, bud. Paxton says, thanks, Frank. Dan says, fabulous. Frank says, thanks, Paxton and Dan. We all need a chuckle. Kamal wants to look at Shopify. Well, it definitely has tested like 1453, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Doesn't want to go down. That may be telling you something, Kamal. And it does look like it is, at least right now, closing above the 5 EMA, which is, I think, a good sign. So lots of tests there. Doesn't mean it can't go down. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's in the value zone. Yeah, I would like it, especially if it closed over the 5. It's been a while since it's closed over the 5. If it can close over a moving average that it's been under for a long time, it might be telling you something, that something is changing. And it's up today, really strong relative strength. David says CCL has a 520 crossover. Yeah, I think I tried to backtest this earlier. I don't know if it backtests well. Kamal or Steve, would you be able to take a look and see if it does have a positive backtest? Because yes, it does have a 520 crossover. All right. Well, let's check current positions, see what's happening here. EXPE doing fine. 2 profit targets today. Reached 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. No need to do anything there. Goldman Sachs, beautiful short here. Very happy with this trade. I would get out of the trade if it closes above the the 50 SMA. If not, I'll just keep it. This has been a really, really good one. ICE, I am going to have to get out of ICE today with the close below halfway of the washout bar. So this one is definitely on the chopping block. PLNT, my end of day stop is 78.02 at 78.15. So it is holding. I will hold it as long as it closes over 78.02. SPY, buying SPY at the close as normal. And Visa, going to get out of Visa today with the close below the 200-day moving average. Hey, where did my stuff go? Sorry, everyone. Here we go. All right, so listen. Before we start looking at end of day trades, end of week trades also, because today's Friday, just want to talk a little bit about trader psychology, maybe some good trading words of wisdom, right? Just some words we can talk about getting outside of charts that hopefully will be helpful. You know, I have a lot of Facebook and Twitter channels that I like to follow, but my favorite, of course, is Steve Burns, and he's right here with us. You can follow him at @SJosephBurns over on Twitter. Also, please go to his website, NewTraderU, U is spelled with the letter U.com, NewTraderU.com, where he has just great articles. He has online courses. He has books, just a wealth of information, and you should really, really check that out. And also check him out on Twitter at @SJosephBurns on Twitter. And this is from Facebook. This is from the New Traders, Rich Traders. And let's see what Steve has to say here. All traders make mistakes. That is true. I make them all the time. All traders make mistakes. Professionals just make less of them because they don't let their emotions and their ego control their behavior. So listen, we need to have a religious moment here. We have to be honest with ourselves. Are you letting your emotions and your ego control your behavior? Like, be honest with yourself, right? If you are, you need to work on that, boys and girls. You really do. That's the killer. That's the dagger. That's the nail in the coffin of traders, is when they let their egos and their emotions control their behavior. And what does it mean by to control your behavior? Well, position size too large. That's a behavior, right? That's probably your ego not getting out of a position when you're supposed to with your stop, because you know better than the market and you're going to battle the market. I've been there, right? I'm not throwing stones. I completely understand. But I also understand that if you want to be a professional trader, you need to do these things less, right? I'm not saying you're never going to do them. If you could never do them, that is fantastic. But I'm being a realist here, right? But Steve says all traders make mistakes. Professionals just make less of them because they don't let their emotions and their ego control their behavior. And what do I always say? What's the best way to control your ego and your emotions? And it is to position size correctly, not have too large of a position where your emotions are going to get amplified and they are going to get you out of your process. So you have control of two things in the market, really. One, how many shares you buy, and that should be based upon what the volatility is. And two, where you enter. After that, you pull the proverbial slot machine on the market. Something is going to happen the next day. That I can assure you, right? But we don't know what's going to happen. So you have to have a plan that you follow. So if you're dealing with emotions and you're dealing with an ego, most likely it comes down to your position size is too large. And if you can reduce the position size, I think it's going to solve a lot of problems. So thank you, Steve Burns. Appreciate that, my friend. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for this great post. It was a good reminder to me. I hope it was a good reminder to everyone else. Let me get a little drink of water here. All right, Frank has a fun fact for us. The first multinational company was in 1602 with the Dutch East India Company. It paid a 16% dividend. How about that? Pretty good. Yeah, I read about that in The Madness of Crowds, that book, The Madness of Crowds. And kind of part and parcel with the tulip mania that happened in Holland. Thanks for that fun fact, Frank. All right, before we start getting into new positions or new potential positions, anyone have any questions? Anything I can help anyone? Anyone want to take a look at anything? Just let me know. All right, so again, before we do that, Goldman Sachs, the short looks good. Right now it is not threatening the 50. I will hold. EXPE doing well. I will hold. ICE definitely on the chopping block today. Unfortunately, I will have to take my lumps there. PLNT, this is going to be a photo finish. 78.02 is the 200. We're at 78.13. So I will be keeping this unless we close. I'm bullish as long as this thing closes above 78.02. I am bearish if it closes 1 penny under. SPY off the lows. Of course, we're going to be buying this with the overnight SPY trade. Going to be getting a little deal on it. This is amazing, everyone. Look, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days ago, we were at the third ATR channel. My students, what percent of prices fail there? That's right, 92%. 92%. So when it gets up to the third ATR channel, I am not thinking about buying, everyone. I am thinking about selling. And look at this massive, massive move. We went near 70. Now we're at 42 in 1, 2, 3, 4, like a week and a half. This is unreal. So we've lost the 50 EMA. You know, I'll kind of be licking my chops if we can continue down and get down to that negative third ATR channel, because 92% of prices hold there. So just a reminder, everyone, you want to buy under value, sell in value, or you want to buy in value, sell above value. Most amateur and beginning traders get all caught up into buying up in these levels. It's one of the best things about these Keltner channels. They just show you exactly, yeah, I can buy here, I can buy here, cannot buy here. And most of the time, not all of the time, it will save you a lot of money and hopefully make you money as well. Visa, also on the chopping block here with a close below the 200. Okay, so Steve did the back test on CCL 520. It has a negative expectancy. Who was that? That was David. So looks like Steve ran the numbers there, and that does have a negative expectancy on CCL, the 520. Lilia is here. Good to see you, Lilia. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Hope the German Shepherds are doing well. Hope the rabbit is doing well. Hope you are doing well and that life is good. Thanks for saying hi. George says, hi, Greg, just arriving. Busy day. Could you look at Beyond Meat? V2 rejected the 30 RSI, rejected the third ATR channel. Not sure if you have enough sideways motion. Okay, so I would not buy this here. There's some sideways motion here, but we go down. This is a V2. There's no doubt about it. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. 2 goes below 1. 3 closing over 1. But it's a bit extended. We're at a 41, 42 RSI. I don't really like to buy our under over 30 RSIs. Over 35, 36 maximum, because it doesn't give me enough of a risk to reward ratio up to the 50 RSI. This one seems extended. This one seems stretched. I don't think the risk to reward makes sense. We're having problems with the negative 1 ATR channel. The volume on the upside here less than the downside. I mean, big reversal today for sure. But in my heart of hearts, I don't think I would buy this. I mean, even on the weekly, we have the resistance of the 1 ATR channel above. So It has what you said. It went under. It looks like it went under 30, over 30 yesterday, and has a V2. But I'm concerned about this negative one ATR channel. I mean, it's over now, but even with that, I don't think the risk to reward ratio makes sense here. Hope that helps. All right, let's take a look, shall we? A lot of these looked better earlier in the day. Now they're not looking so hot. Tamale. Caterpillar does back test well with the close under 250, over 250. When I looked at it earlier from the scanner, it was above. Now it is below. So, this is going to have to either go higher or lower for me to get interested. And yes, if it closed above the 200-day moving average, nice clean break over there, gave me a good risk to reward ratio, I would be interested if it moved up and closed over the 250. Alternatively, the next level to the downside would be the 30 RSI level that I would be interested in. So I don't see anything with Caterpillar at the moment. J&J, well, I've been patiently waiting for Johnson & Johnson to come down here, reject the 200-day moving average. I think it would be an excellent risk to reward ratio. A lot of times when we get this close to the 200, a lot of times it will go down and test it because people like myself don't want to buy it unless it tests it. Therefore, there's a bit of a buyer strike, and therefore, kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, it does come down. So nothing on Johnson & Johnson today. Zoom is zooming on up. Zoom has an under 30, over 30, has an under the negative third, over the negative third. Looks like it's closing above the 5 EMA. I like it. I like Zoom here. I like Zoom on the weekly as we rejected the 100-week moving average. So there's a confluence of signals there. So Zoom is definitely one of my favorites today. VIX, I already have VIX on the weekly, although this is a higher low V2. We closed below the value zone. We rallied into the value zone. We had a pullback. We triggered a V2 here today. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. 2 goes below day 1. 3 is above day 1's close. However, I believe this rejected the 50 RSI today. Did it? Yes, it did. So with that being said, I would not buy this because if I was in this trade and rejected the 50 RSI, I would be getting out of half. So I'm not going to get in a new position in something that if I had a position, I'd be getting out of half of. But up 5.13% today, and that was good for my weekly trade. 5. Looking for a close over the 200-day moving average. I've been looking at this all day, and it seems like it's stuck in the same place. 189.93, we're at 190.19. It is up on the day, and it is over the 200-day moving average. Let's look at the weekly. Bounced at the upward sloping 50-week moving average. It's okay. Never had a whole lot of success trading FIVE, so I'm going to let that one go. UNH does have a 520 crossover. Thanks to Leva for pointing that out. It does backtest well. Looking at the weekly, we're in the value zone. A little stretched off the bottom there, but has not rejected the 1 ATR channel. Looks like we have earnings over here on the 12th. Oh, but that's of October. So the weekly is neutral, I would say, and it does have a 520 crossover, and it is up on the day. So that one looks fairly good as well. And then we have CRM, and Steve pointed this out to us. It does have a 520 crossover, 258.76 on the 5, and the 20 is 258.70, so it is above. So my 3 favorites on the day are going to be Zoom, UNH, and CRM. I have a fighter jet flying over my head at the moment. Let me rearrange this a smidge. And let's put here Zoom. What was our other one? Zoom, UNH. Come on, Greg. Oh, gosh. Okay, any day and CRM. Okay. So those are my 3 dailies. Let's take a look at weeklies. All right, it is a Friday, so weekly trade would be legitimate here. Here is Sam, Boston Beer Company, is down 4.48% this week. The 200 is 512.95. It is 518.50, so it did bounce off the 200. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly has supported the 50-month moving average here. I kind of wish we were there as well at the same time, so that's definitely a potential. AGQ, I was looking for a bounce of the 200. Doesn't look like we're going to have it. Alibaba, I like the faults. Wait, let me check that. Well, basically the test of the previous low, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. I really do like Alibaba the best here. And then Merck, I was looking for a test of the 200, which we don't have. So let's see, 66. 98, BA, and that is weekly. So I'm going to put that up there. What is happening? Okay. BA. So this is what I'm going to do, everyone. I am going to buy Alibaba on the weekly with under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. I think I'll just go ahead and do that right now. Again, this is a weekly trade, so you want to take your maximum allowed loss divided by the 2 ATR on the weekly, not the daily. If you do it on the daily, you'll have too many shares. All right, so I am buying Alibaba here on the weekly. All right. And let me take a look here. There's Zoom. I do quite like Zoom. Makes sense in this market environment. UNH is also a possibility, but I like the risk to reward better on Zoom. CRM still has the crossover. This one looks pretty good. I like the weekly that we just come down a little bit and bounce. So those are all good. Yeah, I like Zoom. That's what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy Zoom today. Steve says, my BYD position went positive. Very good. Very nice. Kamal is going to buy shop today. Very good, Kamal. Let me know where you get in. And it's gone, says Steve. Johnson says, lots of coiling in pins. Yep, some nice little sideways motion there for sure. Glenn says, UNH offers best seasonality up 50% of the time. Zoom is down 100% in October. Ah, Glenn. All right. Well, I have to stick with my plan. I do like the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, and the close over the 200-day, the 5 EMA. But I do not doubt what you're saying whatsoever, and it does have a valid 520 crossover as well. CRM also has a valid crossover. So I think as long as it's a valid crossover, we're good. And of course, I did buy Alibaba on the weekly. Sashind. Hey, can you explain why you're buying ZM? How long do you plan on holding it? Well, that is up to Zoom, but I am buying Zoom with an under 30, over 30. That's one signal. Confluence of signals, we have an under the negative third, over the negative third ATR channel, which is also good. And it looks like we're going to have a close over the 5 EMA. So there's two signals there. My stop will be a close below the 30 RSI. Right now it's at 34.01. So it gives me a good risk to reward ratio. If we look at the weekly, I'm also buying Zoom because of the bounce at the 100-week moving average. So that is why I am buying Zoom today. Dan says, Glenn, thanks for giving us heads up about the month's potential for SPY weakness. Yeah, well, September, October, usually not so hot tamale. Okay, let me, before I get into new trades and get into that, let me go ahead and get rid of what I need to get rid of today. I'm getting rid of ICE right now, taking my loss like a good boy, and it's gone. And ICE over here. Oh boy. Okay. Forgot to cancel those orders. All right, now I should be able to do that. Okay, ICE is gone. Goldman Sachs looks like it is still going to close below the 50. I will keep the short. Been a good one. PLNT, it's hanging at the 200. I'm going to have to watch that one. SPY, of course, I'm buying at the close. Boom, boom. All right, got rid of my Visa and got rid of ICE. So let me make sure I'm still good on everything else. EXPE, fine, good. Goldman Sachs, fine, good. PLNT, holding. SPY, buying SPY at the close. And then going to buy Zoomy right now. Looks like there's some strength into Zoom at the moment. All right. All right, so I bought Zoom. I am all taken care of. I did buy Zoom. I did buy Alibaba on the weekly. I got out of my Visa with a close below the 200-day moving average, and I got out of ICE with a close below halfway of the washout bar. And then the only thing I really kind of have to watch here is PLNT, and so far I think it's holding. So that's that. UNH does backtest Will Paxton. I tried it earlier. Glenn says, remember warning on gold. Yes, you were 100% true. You were 100% correct, Glenn. David says, Zoom only has two previous October months. Both were lower at close when compared to the open. All right, so Steve exited Yeti for a 2.15% loss. David says, but the last one had a pretty nice high in the middle of the month. Steve is long CRM at 260.06. So Steve exited Yeti and he bought CRM. Bought CRM. So Apple down 2.72%. For those of you that deal with options, maybe sell premium, probably next week, if Apple continues to go lower, I will definitely be looking to sell some puts on Apple. Maybe down here about 120 strike price. Zoom making a high on the day. And it's gone. Looks like ODFL is holding halfway the washout bar for Bruce, so that's good. So that one's a keeper. And we'll just coast on into the close. What do you think? Sound good? Steve says CRM went green for a second. Nice relative strength on Beyond Meat. Not Beyond Meat. Come on, Greg. I do that every time, don't I? Boyd Gaming. Glad that went green for you, though, Steve. All right, we have about 2 minutes to go. One minute to go until we are done for the week, thankfully. CRM's green. Way to go, Steve. Zoom rocketing it up like a rocket ship. And I lost my data. Well, that's rude. Too late now. All right. That's it, everyone. Thankfully. Okay. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, this would be the time to do it. Go ahead, put them on in there. Let's first take a look and see where I got filled. So I got filled on my overnight SPY at 441.40. I got filled on Zoom at 287.26. And I got filled on Baba for my weekly trade at 159.92. All right, so SPY. I lost my data feed. I guess it doesn't matter. The market's closed. 441.40. Okay. Zoom, I got filled at 287.26, so that was a decent little entry so far. So far, right? 287. 26. And then Alibaba on the weekly at, I'm going to change Kamal's to blue. Hope that's okay, buddy. And then change mine to green at 159.92 on the weekly. All right. Glad to see Alibaba up today for Kamal. So, all right. So listen, my students have any new entries they want me to update, put them on in. Before we get to those though, just want to remind everybody a few things. One, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I feel like I'm really good at it. I teach a great course, one-on-one, best way to learn. And the course is 15 hours total, 5 sessions, each session 3 hours for a total of 15 hours. I teach you all 5 of the trading approaches that I use and have been using for the last 25 years. I teach you step by step. If you take this course, you're going to be a better trader. I promise you. I've had so many students from around the world, and I know that they're happy that they took the course. So if you're interested, the price is $1,750. Sounds like a lot of money, but I promise you it's worth every single penny. And so if this is of interest to you, send me an email. The email's in the link of the description. Just say, Greg, potentially interested in taking your course. I'll reach back out, say, how you doing? Thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, your goals. You can ask me any questions you have, in particular about the course. When we're done with the Skype call, think about as long as you want. And then if you decide one day, today's the day, email me back. We'll set up a time. We'll set up a date, and we will start learning. And I know you'll be happy that you did. Secondly, I do have a really good online course available at udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip by Stock Trading Strategy. It's a wonderful course. Again, I've had so many good reviews, feedback from around the world. Best part, it's like $12 to $15 on Udemy, depending on the day. But don't let the low price fool you. 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos, 15 study guides. It's a great course. It will give you a great foundation of trading. And I know if you watch that course, you will completely understand what I'm talking about here when we talk about deep dip buys. So the link's in the description. If you have 12, 15 bucks and you have some time this weekend, watch it. And I know you'll be glad you did. Then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. And so yeah, that's all I ask. You know, if you liked it, if you found something valuable, please hit the thumbs up button before you click out of here. And I think that's it on my end. So let's take a look and see who did what. All right, Steve is out of Yeti. With the loss of the previous day's low. Steve is also long CRM with the 520 crossover, and Steve is long from 260.06. Nice entry there. 260.06. And that is Steve with the 520 crossover. Okay. CRM went green for a second. Michael Martin went long Zoom. Okay. $10.4. How did your long-term portfolio do today? Mine was down. Mine was up, actually. I don't know exactly. I have to figure it all out and combine them all. But yeah, mine was up because of the day trading and because I had some puts as well. Kamal, shop. Okay. 1483. Very nice, Kamal. Yeah, I like it. I like the feel of that chart the second I saw it. 1483. Okay, and Zoom. Oh no. Sneaked in a V1 on the weekly also. Good. David is in Baba. So that's David on the, I have to put here, Kamal Daily. Okay. And then, wait, who was that? David. And Zoom. Okay, very good. I like that trade. Tom is in Baba and ICE. Or out of ICE, excuse me. Michael is out of QRVO with an emergency stop. Yeah, we've had a few emergency stops lately, haven't we? Well, congratulations on following your plan, Leva. That is what's most important. Out of CTSH. That's Leva. Out of ICE. And in UNH, excuse me. Oh, 420.27. That was close. Okay. All right. Ava is in Shopify. I like that trade. I really do. One, because Ava and Kamal are in it. That's worth something to me. In Zoom with Ava. Okay. And out of Visa. I'll be looking to get back into Visa if we can close back over the 200. All right, Miko is out of Visa and out of PayPal. Jonathan is out of Visa. Out of Yeti. And in Baba. Okay. Paxton is also out of Yeti. All right, so that takes everyone out of Yeti. And in CRM with Steve, the dynamic duo. Michael Martin is out of Visa. Okay, that takes everyone out of Visa. And in CRM. Okay, so listen, if any of my students have any new entries or any additional entries, go ahead, keep putting them in there. Just real quick, just wanted to read my saying. Like to do this at the end of every podcast. I think it's important. This is from Martin Kornfeld. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. And so is the world in the right direction? Well, that's debatable, but I agree with the saying that if we all did one random act of kindness daily, that we would make it a better place. Why not? Let's do it. We all want a better place, right? And if you could also go out and do something, a nice random act of kindness for an animal, they would appreciate it as well. Make you feel good, the human feel good, the animal feel good, right? Why not do it? I try to do this every day. I don't go looking for it, but if it comes my way, I just try to do something nice for someone. Let's see. All right. Well, that's good. What's happening in after hours land? Oh, VIX is up 20 cents. That means my SPY is down. Yep. Alibaba's down 7 cents. It's all right. We can deal with that, right? Oh, yeah. After hours action. All right. Dan says, Greg, on SPY Weekly, I think I see an island top reversal with follow through. Will you share your thoughts? I also noticed previous action above and below 50 simple resulted in swing higher. Well, yeah, the 50 SMA is definitely a key level. Okay, so you're talking about on the weeklies. I don't see an island top reversal. An island top reversal means you have a gap to the left. Well, there is a gap to the left. There is a gap to the right. I'm actually not sure. Maybe Kamal knows or Steve knows if an island top reversal has to have the low of the low of the high bar there has to be a gap below it to the left and to the right. Yes, there is a gap from last week's close to this week's open, but I think I'm not 100% sure on this, but you see the low here with the gap to the left, that qualifies. Usually you have to have that gap there, and I think you have to have the low to the right that's below the low. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not 100% sure, but my gut tells me that there has to be a gap to the left that's lower than the middle bar and a gap to the right that's lower than the middle bar's low as well. But I can see what you're saying. There is a gap to the left here and a gap to the right from the close to the open, but I think they have to both be below the low of that middle bar. And yes, there definitely is follow through. I mean, we could certainly come back down into the SPY down here about 430s with the return to value. I mean, it always does return to value. We know that, so I wouldn't be surprised. I also noticed previous action above and below 50 resulted in a swing higher. Yeah, back where are we at? Yeah, right here. The 50 did hold. Yeah, I mean, the 50 is a legitimate moving average for sure. I mean, that was then, though. Don't let recency bias get in. I mean, look, we could come all the way down to here. There's a confluence of the negative third ATR channel, the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA. I mean, we may have some more downside. Paxton says, thank you, Greg. Tracy and I appreciate all you do. Have a great weekend. Thank you. I appreciate both of you as well, Packy. Have a good weekend, Paxton. Have a good weekend, Tracy. Above and below 50 on the daily. Oh, on the daily. Sorry. Yeah, I was stuck on the... But doesn't matter. 50 on the weekly, 50 on the daily. Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the case, close above the 50 SMA would give a good risk to reward ratio. Right down. Miko says, thanks, Greg. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Miko. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great weekend, everyone. You have a great weekend as well. Kamal, I'm going to call you on my walk today. We'll catch up. So, interesting, wild week. You see, the market does not just go up. So, hope everyone stayed safe out there. And I hope you have a nice weekend. Be good, be safe, study some charts. This isn't a sales pitch, but seriously, go to udemy.com. The link's in the description. Watch the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's very inexpensive, and it really will help you with a lot of good trading principles. All right. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's it, everyone. Take care. Have a nice weekend. Go out, do something good. Be safe. Drive safe for sure. All right. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. And Bacon Bandit, if you're out there, I will see you Sunday evening for our lesson. So hope you're doing well, buddy. All right. And thanks to everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.